Hello everybody, today we have a review of the Kindle Fire first generation. So this is the first generation. It's not the HD one, it's not the updated one that just came out. It's the first generation one. And so I'm just gonna take it out of this case for you so you can kind of see everything. Here it is in a blue silicone case that I picked up from Amazon. So I'm just gonna take it out so I can show you everything there is to it. Okay, here it is. This is a 7-inch screen. A 7-inch tablet, you can consider it. It's pretty thin, half an inch thin. Here's the speakers there. You got two of them. Right there. And then at the bottom, there's only one button on the device. There's the power button right there. The headphone jack, and the charging port, which is a very small charging port. It's kind of the typical Android charging port you'd find. And then the headphone jack is the same thing that you'd use on an iPod or an iPhone. Okay, so here we go. Turn it on right here. And there's your basic lock screen. Now the lock screen, the picture, you can't customize it, but it changes every once in a while. Every time you turn it on. Every time you turn it on and then unlock it, then when you turn it off and turn it back on again, there will be a new picture. So, let's slide it to unlock it here. And here's the home screen. As you can see here, we have our favorites list down there, right there, and you can add as much as you want. You just pin content onto there. And then you have what you call the carousel. And you just scroll through stuff. And there's all your stuff, so you just slide through. And there's your stuff. You can also do this in landscape mode. So I'm gonna start off by kind of showing you each library one by one. First we have Newsstand, which I don't actually use, but that's what you can use to get your magazines. So we're just going there. And we have no subscriptions. Really not a whole big magazine reader. But then after that, books. And here's your books. It comes preloaded with a dictionary. And then you can scroll. You can sort it by recent, by title, or by author. And then you can also, in all your libraries, you can toggle whether you look in the cloud, or whether you look in the device. So these are the ones on my device. These are the ones stored in your account, your Amazon account. So that's nice to have there. And then also with all of the libraries, you can go to the store by tapping that. And then it just brings you to your store where you can scroll through everything. Buy stuff. There's also a variety of free books. So then the next thing is music. And the same thing here. Cloud or device. And then store, and then you have your certain views, your playlists. Your playlists, artists, albums, and songs. So pretty much you got it all right here. And the speakers sound pretty good. I'm not sure if my camera will pick it up if I play music, so I'm not gonna try. Alright, I can just turn it here. There's our music player. There's loudest, and that's the loudest it goes. But there you go, and there's your music player. You have repeat, shuffle, and skip to the next song. You can also do this in landscape, which looks really cool. And then, as you can see, this is all landscape too. Pretty much everything on the Kindle Fire it can go in landscape. And then, if I can, basically here is your menu, your navigation. So as you're navigating, if you're not in the, let me go to video next, just to show you the menu bar. The menu is, here's home, the home button, which you tap to get home. And then here is the back button, which you tap to go back. And then menu, which you tap to get a menu up. And then there's the search bar here. So you can tap that to search. And if you want access to a quick search, you can search through your books or through whatever library you have. And then here's the big major search button right here, where you can search through your entire library and cloud content, or the web. You can search on there. So there it is there. And then I'll go through video. I don't have any. I do have movies, but I haven't bought them through Amazon. The big downside about watching videos on the Kindle Fire is that it doesn't show up in videos if you haven't bought it from Amazon. You have to buy it from Amazon if you want it to show up in your videos. Now, if you want to watch videos that you've bought elsewhere, if you bought them on iTunes or converted them from DVDs, you go, I'll just do this real quick, where's it, gallery. You use the gallery app, which is under the apps tab, which I'll show you in a minute, but this is your gallery. And then there's your videos. So I'll just show you something real quick. This is its video player. It's a very simple video player.
What mission? What are you talking about?
And you have the back up 10 seconds thing.
It's much too long.
And that's a nice feature. And then you have your volume here. So pretty much it's a very simple, straightforward video application. Video player. There's not a whole lot to do. And so it kind of keeps it minimal. You just kind of, it's made for doing what it does. But it works great. So that's our video. And then you have docs, which is basically like books, except it's just documents if you were using it for like sort of business documents or something like that. And then it's my major feature is apps. I definitely use it mostly for apps, but here's your app library. Right here, you can just scroll through them. And also you can view your cloud, what you have in your cloud. And so then you can just go see here. And you've probably noticed that everything is on bookshelves. And then just scroll through them there. And you can go see the store too. Amazon does have a pretty good app store. It's getting bigger every day, but it's nothing compared to Google Play or to the iOS App Store, because they have like I think 700,000 is the Apple App Store, and I think Google Play has close to that too. But maybe they always say like 700,000 on the iOS App Store. You have hundreds of thousands of apps to choose from. On the Kindle Fire, when you get it, it says thousands of apps and games. So it's expanding, but you have everything you need, everything you could want. Draw Something, Words with Friends, Angry Birds, Asphalt 6, Cut the Rope, Doodle Jump, Fruit Ninja, Minecraft was just added. That one's a big hit. That's probably my favorite game. But that was just added. But there's plenty of apps to keep you occupied. Temple Run, Sprinkle, Fishing Kings, Hanging with Friends. There's a lot of them. So certainly not a bad selection, but not as good as like the iOS App Store. But still, it's satisfactory. So next thing is web, which it is nice on the Kindle Fire. I actually prefer the Amazon Silk browser more than like Apple Safari, because it's simple. It just keeps it straightforward. So I'm gonna show you this landscape, and then you'll notice here your bar. Oh, by the way, you're not using the bar. Probably noticed you tap that, or you swipe up to get it. To get your menu up, and then when internet browsing, you'll have the back button. You'll have the forward button for when you want to go forward on a web page. You have a menu, and then you have the bookmarks button to get to your bookmarks. And then this thing is what you do to get full screen browsing. So you go full screen. Here's web pages. We have a bunch of web pages, like your recent web pages. So I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel. And there we go. Pretty fast. And then you have full screen browsing. So it's nice to be able to, I think browsing is very nice on it. One of the things I do most on it, because everything's big. It's nice, it looks good. And, it's pretty cool. So that's web browsing. And then, now let's go to battery life. Amazon claims, I'm pretty sure, that it has been an 8-hour battery life. I've had it for about 10 months now, and I would say the battery life is still going strong. I would say I probably do get about 8 hours on it. So that's a nice feature. I think any tablet needs a good battery life to be able to succeed, because people use them a lot. And then, as you can see, the stuff I was just using, the music, the gallery app, and the web page all appear on the carousel. So when you use something, it shows up on your carousel. And then your favorites, you can pin stuff to your favorites, like holding it, and then if you want to add it to favorites, you add it. And then you can also remove it from your carousel if you don't want it on your carousel. And then also you can organize your favorites here, just moving them around. And that's nice. So pretty much, that's about it. That's pretty much at a glance your first generation Kindle Fire. And then we have our notification center right here. Tap the little number icon. It'll tell you how many notifications you have, and then it'll show you all your notifications, just like your pretty much normal Android or iOS notification center. You have your I have games send me notifications for when it's my turn to play, and then the weather apps. I have the weather channel. If it's running, it will tell me the weather conditions, so that's nice. And then you can clear all. Clear all. And that's that. And then you have your settings here. You may be wondering how you do the settings. Well, here's your battery right here, your Wi-Fi, and there's a gear right there. So you tap that, and that's called quick settings. And then right here, you have access to your volume. It's a normal Android sound, you know. There's a volume button, like a ping noise every time you adjust the volume to let you know how loud it is. And then you have your now playing music, like if you've played music and paused it, you'll have music, there's music that we just played. And then you can lock it, since it's locked, so it can't go into portrait mode. I actually to landscape mode, or if you're in landscape mode, you want not to go into portrait, you can do that too. I actually don't use that very much. I kind of forget about it, but it would be a nice feature for if you're reading like in a hammock or somewhere, you're laying down and you go to move and it rotates, and you're like, I don't want that rotation, I'm gonna keep it portrait, keep it landscape. You can just tap settings and lock it, so then it doesn't do that. And then you have access to brightness here. And then you'll see your Wi-Fi, and then you can sync it, and then more, and then you have more to get to all your settings. You have legal notices, terms of use, device, Kindle keyboard, wireless network, date and time, applications, parental control, security, my account. Oh, and then the Kindle. Speaking of the keyboard, the Kindle keyboard. Let me show you that real quick. In the search. This is the keyboard. I think it is very nice to use. The keys are just the right size. And then it's nice to use. And then in landscape mode, it's nice to use. And then at the top, you have, hold on. Yeah, at the top, you have your frequently used, you have your, basic punctuation, exclamation point, question mark, comma, and then you can use those. So that's nice. And then, so that's your keyboard. So the verdict. I definitely think the Kindle Fire is a great tablet. It's a nice tablet. And when it was released, it was $199. You actually, if you want this specific version, the one that I'm holding in my hand right now, the Kindle Fire, this first generation, you have to get it off of eBay, which I definitely would think they would have it for cheap right now, because the new ones have came out, the HD ones and the updated, just the updated Kindle Fire came out. They have the Kindle Fire HD, and then they have the updated Kindle Fire, and it's actually cheaper. It's only $159, but I'm sure people will be selling the first generation ones, which, because they're only $159, they're gonna be selling them for cheap. So you probably would be able to pick one of these up for about $100. But the new one is supposed to have a better battery life and processor and an updated user interface. But I think this one's fine. I mean, basically, I would say the Kindle Fire is mainly a device for media consumption, not like for the overall appearance, not for the overall feel of the operating system, because believe it or not, this is Android. At the core of this is Android, but Amazon has made so many tweaks you wouldn't be able to tell. So basically, it's like pretty much Amazon's own OS, but you wouldn't ever be able to tell that it's Android. But on some parts you may be able to, like I pointed out, the volume, sound, the scroll down, the scroll bar that appears when you're scrolling, the little gray thing when you're scrolling down. But pretty much that's about it. That's like, I'm sure you will probably be able to notice some stuff. That's like Android, but pretty much it's Amazon's own fork of Android, and I believe it's like Android 2.3 it's running, that's at the core of this. So, and then the new ones are supposed to have 4.0 at the core of them, but really it's just an updated UI, updated user interface of this. So I would think I really don't find a whole need to upgrade to the new one, because it really isn't all that better. I just think it's just fine. It definitely serves its job. The new Kindle Fire, you're still going to be able to do all your stuff, and consume all your media and stuff like that. So not a big problem. So the new one sells for $159. So you can pick one of those up for $159, or you can pick one of these up off of eBay, for cheap, for probably a good price, and as long as it's not too heavily used, it should be good. You should be able to be okay with that. So that's pretty cool. And basically that's about it. That's your basic Kindle Fire experience. Definitely is a purely Amazon experience. Because you have access to Amazon Prime, that Kindle Lending Library, free TV shows and movies, and you're definitely able to do that. You're definitely able to get the Amazon feel. So if you're an Amazon fan and you want to get a tablet that isn't too expensive, I would definitely go with the Kindle Fire. But if you're more of an Android fan, I'd go with the Nexus 7 or the iPad Mini that's about to come out. But basically, this is a nice tablet. definitely serves its purpose, and it's a lot better than some of the other tablets that you maybe find on the market. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and this is your Kindle Fire.